Welcome, ghouls and goblins, to Greenlight This, the only podcast where horror and humor collide like a haunted hayride. Each week, we brew up wickedly good movie pitches you'll wish were real. My name is Landon Davis, but you can call me Squiddy, and I'm here with the Dracula to my French maid, Travis Medor.
I don't know how to respond to that. I have never, nor will I ever, wear a French maid outfit. Let the record
I'm the French
stand.
maid, you're the Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to go as a French maid for Halloween this year.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you have the feather duster and everything?
Yeah, I've got the whole thing, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, we're going to do this for Halloween. You'll be
Great.
Dracula. Well, Travis, it is Halloween, which means it's almost the best holiday.
Thanksgiving?
No, it's my birthday almost. Okay, actually, no. I mean, as much as I like my birthday, it's just I always like from Halloween through Christmas. Tis the
Get
season.
your birthday gap in between.
Yeah, it's just right in between, and yeah, the whole thing is great. Travis, what is your favorite movie promotional tie-in?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't believe this counts, but the first thing that comes to mind. So in like the early aughts, in Chile, they did this weird promotional tie-in with the Star Wars movies on television, where they did these splice cuts in throughout the movie, showing this Crystal Light beer. And yeah, it was one of those things that they did over in Chile as a promotional stunt to try to get in advertising without actually pausing the movie for an actual commercial break. So for some reason, that's the only promotional tie-in that comes to mind. I don't know why.
You know, I thought it would be like, oh, Reese's Pieces were in E.T. or,
right, yeah.
You know, any Happy Meal toy ever in existence.
I'm not clever enough to think of that.
Or like, you know, glass mugs or something, but no.
Coca-Cola. Okay. Pepsi Perfect. Pepsi and Back to the Future. There we go. I love the Pepsi Perfect and Back to the Future.
I mean, I definitely was thinking more also like what we can buy in real life.
Right, yeah.
My mom, I don't know. It was a weird phase for her, I guess. But like when Shrek 3rd came out.
Okay.
McDonald's had glasses. There was like a set of 4 glasses. My mom really got into the idea of buying them. So she bought 2 of each of them so that we'd have a set of 8.
Oh.
Because our family was kind of starting to grow then.
Break out the fine china.
Really, it was. Like, it definitely was a thing at Thanksgiving. And then I think slowly but surely they all started like breaking, like just a series of tragic events. So I think my parents still have 1, maybe 2.
The Holy Chalice.
The Holy Chalice. It is actually the Holy Grail. It will work whenever you get to the Holy Grail. But yeah, that's probably the one that comes to mind for me. But yeah, I miss the days of a good old promotion.
Same.
But yeah, do you want to go ahead and get us started?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So, Greenlighters, grab your Halloween bucket. It's time to greenlight something new. All right, hit the lights. Roll camera. Wait. Hold on. Where's the script?
All right, Travis, why don't you give us an introduction to Halloweentown and the cinematic universe that we have?
Ooh, absolutely. So, Halloweentown is a 1998 Disney Channel original movie. It is starring Kimberly J. Brown as Marnie Piper with her siblings Dylan and Sophie. Halloween night, their grandmother, Agatha Cromwell, played by the so wonderful and magnificent, bless her soul, Debbie Reynolds. Grandma Cromwell comes, visits the family. The kids follow Grandma onto her bus home. And it's revealed she lives in, shocker, Halloweentown.
Oh, snap.
And is a witch. The kids meet characters like Benny, a skeleton cab driver, Luke the Troll. And in the end, the kids must save their mom and grandmother, as well as pretty much the whole town, from the mayor and the mother's ex-boyfriend, Calabar.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh, spoiler alerts for a movie that's been out 20 plus years.
30 plus. We're old.
My gosh. Don't do that to me. Okay, moving on. In 2001, a sequel came out. Halloweentown 2, Calabar's Revenge. This movie took on a darker tone than the first movie. Marnie is learning magic from Aggie. When a dark spell called the Gray Spell has affected Halloweentown, the villain is again, spoiler alert, is revealed to be Calabar's son, Cal Jr., who turns humans into monsters and into their Halloween costumes. And then, spoiler alert, same people have to save the day. It's fun.
Go team. Luke is a good guy also.
Yep,
again.
Luke is a good guy.
He gets hotter in this movie, which is also weird.
Fun casting change, yada yada.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. We get to Halloweentown High in 2004. The third movie in the series has students from Halloweentown attending a high school in the human world. There's cultural differences, there's some high school drama, and a mysterious order of knights are threatening. In the end, members of Halloweentown Council was behind it using events to prove Halloweentown should be closed off from the mortal world.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
Another
dun, dun, dun.
20-year-old movie.
Again, there shouldn't be... If I've spoiled something for you guys, I'm sorry. These have been out long enough.
All of them have been, yep.
Right. And... Ooh, there is a fourth movie, the final movie, which is it does not hold the same place in a lot of people's hearts. In 2006, we get Return to Halloweentown. Kimberly J. Brown is replaced by Sarah Paxton as Marnie, and Marnie goes to college in Halloweentown, where Disney Channel co-star from High School Musical trilogy and appeared in Halloweentown High, Lucas Gabriel, is suddenly a love interest, which was kind of not.
It was so bad.
In the original movie.
It wasn't in the third
forced,
movie. Yeah.
And throughout a lot of jumble of a plot, the school's castle was previously Grandma Aggie Cromwell's palace, and some other racism going on with Halloweentown. Yada, yada.
The magic, and there's also a genie. There's a genie roommate.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the genie.
Yeah. Researching into that one, I was like, I blocked most of this movie out.
Yeah, I have forgotten most of that one.
A few things that I want to point out from these movies is the first movie is a dirt cheap budget movie, which is why I think it's great. Like, they either just went to Spirit Halloween and just bought everything, or they just went to like the darkest corner of like the costume department and was like, what isn't covered in mold? Okay, cool, just take these bits and we're gonna make. My favorite is like people will freeze frame the first movie and you'll just suddenly be like, why is there a Union soldier in the background? Like, there's just costumes galore.
Don't question it.
So there's that. Second, the story centers on Marnie, so we are getting a lot of that character's life growth. First movie is preteen, then we get into like the tween, high school, and college. There is some cool lore that kind of happens. So the first movie they defeat Calabar with Merlin's talisman, which is kind of a scepter piece. Really cool. In the fourth movie, it is established that Aggie's father is Marvin. Marvin is the cousin to Merlin. So that's where that came in. Okay. I think that's also in a line that most people had fallen asleep in the movie during, so nobody knows that. And then the last two movies, definitely you can feel the push of High School Musical a little bit. Yeah. That was about to come out, hadn't come out yet. And then the last movie was definitely pushing for Hogwarts. They wanted that Hogwarts Harry Potter vibes, as that was so big in pop culture. So yeah, I figured today we try to fix a cinematic universe that was pretty rough. I didn't want to erase everything, so I figured everybody disliked the fourth movie the most, so let's fix that movie and
like the first three as a main trilogy, I think is fine.
Yeah, the third one is still the weakest of those three.
It's a little rough,
but you can get through it.
Not as bad.
Yeah, so I wanted to try and mess with that, see how we could make this better.
Okay.
So my pitch for the fourth movie is called Cromwell Return to Salem.
Oh.
So I wanted to set up that the next trilogy of movies, instead of being Halloween focused, is focused on the Cromwell family. Still wanted to have that family fantasy adventure. So I would keep Kimberly J. Brown as Marnie Piper.
Perfect.
I do want to mention there's a lot of mixed reviews of why she was replaced. It does seem like there was some body image stuff of why Disney decided to go with Sarah.
Sad. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it's really, really awful because she was totally free. And so, yeah, it's kind of just a whole side mess.
Guys, Kimberly, she was great.
Yep.
As is no need to body shame her.
Which I love that she has still like embraced Halloween to this day. And like,
absolutely.
her social media feeds, whatever, still blow up with it. So yeah.
And she still looks great.
Yeah. And then definitely wanted to give it the same vibes as Halloweentown and a few of the other Halloween movies of that era, Hocus Pocus, things like that. So the log line for this movie is going to be Aggie and Marnie arrive in Salem for Halloween when a black candle is lit and 3 witches are released for some hocus pocus. Ooh. Aggie has taken on training Marnie. More directly this time, their training leads them to travel to Salem, and they arrive just in time for Halloween. Aggie teaches Marnie the tragic history of witches during the Salem witch trials. When her good buddy Luke from the first 2 movies arrives back, this time he's being trailed by his younger sister Alice. Alice sneaks off to an old museum as the Cromwells and Luke explore the woods. Alice pulls out a black flame candle, something that's pretty normal in the Halloweentown world, and lights it. Sitting on her parents' porch, though, off in the distance, we see Danny as a wave of magic erupts across the skylight, and she rushes to the nearby museum. Danny and Alice meet. Danny, assuming Alice is a child in a costume, not an actual troll, explains the need to run. Meanwhile, Luke and the Cromwells watch as the Sandersons break out of their statues. Aggie has heard some stories of these 3 and how they were never allowed into Halloweentown for breaking the Code of Merlin. The Sanderson sisters get back to their cottage and get their famous book. Alice and Danny are caught, and Winifred, realizing Alice is a troll, seeks entrance into Halloweentown. This time to get her revenge on Halloweentown, not the town of Salem. Aggie senses the witch's magic and tracks down Billy in the graveyard, enlisting his help. Alice opens the portal and is led by the Sandersons to Halloweentown, where they enchant the town. Aggie, Marnie, Luke, and Billy follow after. Aggie and Winifred have an enchantress duel as the others trick the sisters through the portal and back to Salem. All 3 of the Sanderson sisters are back in Salem just as sunrise happens, and repeating of the first movie, they all turn to stone.
Oh.
I thought it was kind of a fun idea to introduce the idea of an enchantress duel because Debbie Reynolds is infamously from Broadway and Old Hollywood. She did Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
So seeing her and Bette Midler having a song off, a rip off from the Pitch Perfect world, I think would just be so good. Getting to see our wonderful Sanderson sisters kind of surprise pop up in a new movie for an official sequel to the Hocus Pocus movies, long before the actual sequel ever happens. I think would be great. So yeah, we get Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy back as Winifred and Sarah and Mary Sanderson. Debbie Reynolds is returning as Aggie Cromwell. Phil Van Dyke would return as Luke. And then Alice being one of the only new people around that time, around 2006 when the original movie came out. I figured we would have somebody from Disney Channel. They'd probably want somebody that's coming out on something new.
Yeah. And
the series Hannah Montana just launched that year.
Oh, okay.
So I thought Emily Osment, she would be kind of a fun new addition to the cast. And then, of course, Billy would be played by the legend Doug Jones, who's played Billy in all the other movies. So most everyone is from a previous movie. So the only new person is the character of Alice. The production team, I definitely would still work with. Kenny Ortega, he directed the original Hocus Pocus. And then he eventually went on to High School Musical and every other Disney movie for the last 15 years. Then I also really liked David Kirshner and Dan Brendanson as the 2 writers. David Kirshner wrote Hocus Pocus.
Okay,
he did even a lot of the Chucky movies in the 90s and early 2000s. And then Dan Brendanson did the Sabrina the Teenage Witch Show, live action show.
Okay.
Twitches. He did Up, Up and Away, a lot of those older first Disney Channel movies. So I think they're 2 writers that would be really fun to have on this project. But yeah, that is my pitch for the 4th movie. Okay, Travis. So I want to introduce the 5th movie because you have got a 6th movie that involves
Yes.
a different plot.
A different timeline going on here.
Yeah, so let me introduce the fifth movie, if I can keep my numbers straight. So kind of playing off of the Cromwell, I wanted to go with Cromwell, Madness of Merlin.
Ooh.
I kept this one a little bit shorter, so I didn't really work on like the tagline as much. But the summary is this time we're going to follow Dylan,
Okay.
Marnie's brother. Dylan, happily in college, is still awkward and goofy. He's been hiding his magic from everyone besides his family. Knowing Grandma Aggie has been training his sisters, he researches the family history, looking for a wizard who could train him. Discovering Marvin was Merlin's cousin and founded Halloweentown's council. He uses the family time portal from the second movie and travels back in time. But Marvin does not have magic. Turns out his sister, Marvin's sister, Mim, was a witch, and Mim happens to discover the portal and escapes to the future.
Ooh.
Dylan returns to the distorted future. Halloweentown is a twisted chaos matching the ruling of their new queen, Mim. Dylan finds that the only person not affected is in the mortal world, Cal, who has been banished there. Cal and Dylan try to figure out when history changed, but the portal is gone. They get captured by Mim when a figure in Bermuda shorts approaches. Merlin has entered the battlefield. Merlin lectures the boys on time travel as he duels Mim. With the help of Archimedes, the boys find a door holding the Cromwell family. Using Merlin's talisman, the United Family mirrors the first movie and casts back against Mim with Merlin's help and turn her into stone. Merlin gives his final advice, greets Aggie as his favorite niece, and mentions his belief that people can change, winking at Marnie, who stands next to Cal.
Oh.
So I really thought, okay, who do we, get for Mim and Merlin? If you're not catching, Mim is a reference to Mad Madam Mim, the wonderful villain in Sword of Stone. And Bermuda Shorts, that is also a play off of that version of Merlin. Mim, I really thought about it, and I loved the idea of Imelda Staunton.
Okay.
Who eventually everyone will know as Dolores Umbridge. Yeah. She was the queen in the final seasons, where it was like older version of the Queen in the Crown. Fantastic actress. I think letting her be a bouncy, shape-shifting witch person would just be so fun. And then for Merlin, I thought who could be a little old dodgery, but then also the kook and the magic spell, all of those features of the Sword in the Stone version of Merlin. And I kind of like the idea of Jim Broadbent.
Which is, I can see that.
Yeah. A few other ones that I kind of liked were Bill Nye or Hugh Laurie as Merlin. I think
Bill
around
Nye
that
would be pretty fun.
Around that 2010, I'm like, Hugh Laurie isn't quite old. Bill Nye would also be really good, but yeah, I think I ended up deciding most on Jim Broadbent, who, again, if you don't recognize Jim's name, he did Moulin Rouge. He eventually was Professor Slughorn in the Harry Potter movies. I'm sure there's about 24 other projects I should be able to list that he's done, but
random one that comes to mind is The Borrowers, if you've seen
that's
that
right.
one.
He did The Borrowers. Yep. Yeah. So fantastic actors. And then Archimedes, I thought would be fun puppeteered, but you need a good voice. And so I thought Tom Kenny would do it. The reason I chose Tom is he voices Rabbit in Winnie the Pooh, like the newest Winnie the Pooh movie. And the guy that voiced Archimedes originally voiced the original Rabbit. So I'm like, it's probably a similar skill there. So I'll let the voice actors figure it out. But yeah, my hopeful with that movie is that we have distracted Kenny Ortega enough that he will never make the Descendants movies. And hopefully these two kind of movies that I both made kind of give us more of what the Sorcerer's Apprentice movie should have been. That one never really went anywhere. But if you remember that Disney movie. Yeah. But I really liked it. It just didn't end up like flushing out into the saga that Disney wanted. But yes, so you have a sixth movie. Yes. Go ahead and give us that.
Okay, I will preface this by saying mine I don't believe is as fully fleshed out as yours, so maybe you can help me with that when we get to there. But so, Halloweentown 6, The Witch's Journal.
Oof, okay.
A log line. Following the passing of Grandma Cromwell, Sophie Piper has gone off an adventure of her own to unlock a family mystery. So the idea for this kind of came from a line in the fourth one, because it's kind of like, hey, where the crap is Sophie? And there's kind of just a brief mention that Sophie is off studying with Grandma Aggie, and doing stuff kind of like in Europe, going after vampires, werewolves, something like that is kind of like, I feel like I'm remembering. I could be remembering the line.
I think
a
what it
little
was
bit long.
Grandma Aggie and her were like traveling through time.
Oh, was it time?
And that's why I think that's why there is something, because we only see Debbie Reynolds' character for like 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And so I know what you're talking about, because there is just this one weird offline where she's like, well, I'm with Sophie in the original fourth. And I guess this does still work in new universe movies, because Grandma Aggie would have been training Marnie, and then I guess by this point you're working with that it would have been after Debbie's passing.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of working in that chronological.
Yeah.
Keeping it and paying respects to Debbie Reynolds.
Absolutely.
But so the summary: following the passing of Grandma Cromwell, the Piper family meet together in Halloweentown for the reading of Grandma Aggie's will. From the reading, each member receives some inheritance, starting with the mother, to Marnie, to Dylan, and then lastly Sophie. So these would be like maybe the talisman of Merlin, the safeguard to like the time travel door,
The dress that Debbie
yeah,
wore.
the dress, the handbag, like who gets her famous handbag.
Can we talk about the fact that it changed in the third movie and was really bad?
Right. Oh.
So for anyone that doesn't know, there was I think it's a carpenter's bag that you
Yeah.
call that. And it was this beautiful, just hodgepodge of fabric in the early movies. It was fantastic. And then in the first two, and then in the third movie, they decided to CGI it to be alligator skin and then have it walk around like alligator. And it was just so bad and so rough. The first bag worked because it was so much more like Mary Poppins.
Oh, right.
The alligator bag is bad. It's just bad.
But yeah, so things like that. Sophie is given a collection of books and journals along with a message just for her. The journals and books will lead Sophie on a journey throughout the expanses of Halloweentown across the world. I feel like we only see very little of the Halloweentown universe, and I feel like it's world encompassing. So I would like to really expand on that and see more.
So she's going to find a grove of trees, and on the trees are going to be different doors. Is that where this is headed?
The unknown ancestral treasure is safeguarded by other monsters scattered across the world that still cling to the darkness from the bygone age.
Okay.
It is up to Sophie and new friends to solve the mystery and recover what was lost in ages past and finish Grandma Aggie's work.
Okay. I like this. Cool. So is it just the Halloweentown versions across the world, or is it?
Yeah, it would be like we're getting more of like not really the mortal realm. We've seen enough of that in the other movies. This would be fleshing out more of Halloweentown in other parts of the world, in Europe and maybe Asia, South America, and really seeing like the cultural differences across the world while trying to solve a mystery.
So kind of flashing back to our previous episode when we talked about the Halloween Trinity.
Yes.
It could be something where it is more like a Hallows Town that's old Europe style.
Oh,
but then there could
absolutely,
also be
yes.
a Cinco de Mayo land.
Yeah. A Dia de los Muertos.
Yes, you know what I'm trying to say. Dias de los Muertos. My Spanish is so bad.
I forgive you. I hope others do too.
Yeah. So that's what you're saying, though. I like that. Okay.
Yes.
Kind of fleshing that out.
Yeah.
Just like my favorite book series of, what is it, Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing rom-com about like all the holidays are royals, and there is a Prince of Halloween and a Prince of Christmas. They fall in love. Aw, cute. But they kind of flesh out that the courts of every royal family are the different elements. So there's a court of frost for Christmas, but then there's also like different parts in Halloween. So I kind of see where this is going. I like this.
Yeah. With that said, though, I didn't really flesh out more than just the main people, like trying to keep Sophie. I was reading into it, and apparently Emily Blusky, who played Sophie. She retired from acting just after the third one, which is why we don't see her. I totally get it, but it would be really great to try to bring her back for just this one final one. Try to keep Kimberly J. Brown as Marnie, Judith Hogg as like the mom, Dylan.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think the moms are married by now? Like, my stories were still pretty close after, but then yours has been a while.
Mine's been a while. It's very possible that Mommy Piper has remarried.
And in Halloween universe, have Cal and Marnie made up? And are they now a thing? Because in my head, I think they are. I would like
to see that, yeah.
I think it'd be really funny.
If we're following the events of the other two movies, I would like to see that, yeah, it's like Marnie and Cal, maybe they're the ones that inherit Grandma Aggie's house in Halloweentown as like a starter home for them. So, yeah,
that's cute. Yeah, I like it. Because nobody else can afford houses.
Right.
I hope Halloweentown's housing market is not as expensive as ours.
I didn't really flesh out like a distinctive bad guy, like any one bad person. So I feel like they would be different monsters from different cultures.
I like that it's monsters too instead of another spellcaster.
We've done spellcasters before. It's time to show it with a different monster. Let's not be prejudiced here, people.
Yeah, it was my challenge of doing Mad Madam Mim. As much as I love the mix, and I was like, do I really want? But I'm like, oh, she's part monster. It's fine. She'll have a pig nose, whatever. It'll be great. No, I like that. I think it's a great idea to mix in. And yeah, it could be whatever, a Dracula, a vampire count, and your Frankenstein-esque monster and a mummy. Like you could do like all the classics of Universal as like the 5 that she's got to, get 5 keys or whatever to unlock the Cromwell Tower of Gold or whatever it is.
I was trying to think of like a last-minute actress that I can try to tie in, and Catherine Hahn.
I know the name.
Yeah. Catherine Hahn. Agatha
okay,
Holland.
yeah.
Bring her in as like maybe a vampire priestess, something like that. Because she was acting like in the later aughts. So I think that could potentially work. But yeah, I just never really fleshed anything out further than this.
That's totally fine. I mean, I think the the listeners can tell us what monsters they'd want to see or who you would cast.
Any listener suggestions I think would be really great.
Add it to our we'll add it onto our Instagram, and just give us your thoughts on what you want to see in that last movie. This all sounds great to me. I think we're ready for post.
Yeah, let's hit post.
Good. That's a wrap. Let's go to post.
All right, we actually have a listener question. If you had to describe yourself by TV shows, what shows would you use?
Ooh, okay. My head always ends up turning things like this into like chronological because I always think, well, what I'm watching in TV, that's going to be different now in October versus what I was watching in June and what I'm going to be watching in January. So like the big ones in my life, I would definitely say first is Rugrats. I was a huge Rugrats kid.
Rugrats.
Like I remember getting like a Reptar Wagon toy. They didn't really have action figures, but they had these like soft dolls. And so I remember having like the dolls basically of Rugrats for all the kids. I even remember my Reptar Wagon had like a pull out, life preserver.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then like the video game, I remember the first PlayStation video game of Rugrats. Yeah, that was kind of wild. But I guess if I'm thinking like Nick Jr., then I would say like Blue's Clues. That was really the only like junior era show that I ever really cared about. The big ones more when I get older are Batman the Animated Series and SpongeBob. Obviously, SpongeBob is where a huge chunk of my humor came from, those early seasons. Teen years, I'd say like Smallville. That was probably like a very impactful like coming of age show because it kind of aligned when I was like growing up as well. And being a closeted gay kid in a small town, it feels very reminiscent of a superhero that lives in a small town that like has to hide part of his life.
I have a secret that no one must know.
Yep. Yeah. Very, very similar, like very connecting to me. And then teenager, I was also like discovering my sense of humor. So How I Met Your Mother and like The Office were probably the big like sitcoms. as an adult, I think more it gets into like British television. So Doctor Who would be like the first big one. And then eventually like Broadchurch and The Crown, and then like Downton Abbey, Gilded Age, just any of those like period piece or like British shows have become some of my favorites in my adult years, besides the big ones that would be like Game of Thrones and all the other like mega ones. But like Doctor Who is probably the biggest one that I can think of, like, oh yeah, I connected to this for a huge time of my life. What about you, Travis?
I feel like if I were to go chronological, it would kind of be a little bit hard. I definitely kind of like gravitated towards very specific kinds of shows. I'm always been a cartoon person. I definitely prefer cartoons over live action shows. Not that I don't mind live action shows. Like, I love a good sitcom. Yeah. But yeah, like a good comfort show for me, at least currently, it's going to be like Futurama or Adventure Time. Those are kind of like my two big ones. Those are definitely like current humor. Like, if I had to describe myself, it's like, no, I'm definitely like, yeah, like if I had to describe myself, I feel like a good representation of that would be almost like a mixture of Jake the dog from Adventure Time with a lot of Fry from Futurama.
Yeah. Yet you've never made me bacon pancakes before.
I always make pancakes for dinner, and you hate breakfast for dinner.
It's not hate. I just don't trust.
You loathe it.
I don't loathe.
I have gotten the stink eye so many times whenever I've tried to do breakfast for dinner.
It's just suspicious. Because a good breakfast should put you in a coma, and you don't want that at 5 o'clock at night. You should be doing that at like 10, so you take a good like midday nap. You need to have the like Thanksgiving turkey experience there where you just pass out.
But yeah, like, I mean, I loved Rugrats, loved SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I think I watched Powerpuff Girls for like a little while.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory, My Life as a Teenage Robot. So yeah, like a lot of Cartoon Network and a lot of Nickelodeon. Not a ton of Disney.
Yeah, I mean, Disney didn't. I mean, they had some good animation, like Kim Possible and stuff. But yeah, like it definitely, especially in our like teen tween years, it got more into live action. They really almost stopped producing, I feel like, animation for the most part. I'm maybe forgetting some major show, but
bring back animation, guys. 2D animation. Let me be specific. Bring back 2D animation.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Squiddy, is there anything you would like to greenlight for our listeners this week?
Ooh, I would say if you haven't any of The Simpsons, Treehouse of Horror, that is such a great way, especially when we're reaching the last week of the month here. Other than that, I think just have a happy Halloween. What about you, Travis?
Nice. I don't believe we've greenlit Halloweentown.
Oh, have we not? Well, if you haven't watched it yet, watch it now.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, you have like a week, the rest of the week to watch Halloweentown.
Watch 1, 2, and 3, skip 4.
Yes. And then just imagine what we've presented for you guys as the remainder. But yeah, I'll greenlight Halloweentown.
Perfect.
Well, got a movie pitch of your own? Love these movies, or think we could have cast better, or have a question for us? Message or tag us on Blusky, Instagram, TikTok at Greenlight This Pod. We might feature it in a future episode.
Follow us on Letterbox, where we post movie reviews, and our watch list might hold hints for what's in production. And if you enjoyed this production, leave us a 5-star review and subscribe so you don't miss the next premiere. Let's drop next week's trailer and credits roll.
Darkness and crime cover the city. Hope is lost. Only one figure in black. Wait, gray, no blue.
Now this is getting absurd! Dressed in a rainbow?
That's right, we are jumping to the hero of all heroes.
Batman! Next week, we enter the world of the Dark Knight. And to prepare our listeners, this Friday on Halloween, we will be dropping a special primer on the world's greatest detective and DC Comics as a whole. Listen on Friday as we greenlight Batman.
Greenlight This is self-produced, directed by Landon Davis and Travis Medor. Written by Landon Davis and Travis Medor. Sound department, me, Travis Medor. Casting, us. And rest in power, Debbie Reynolds. You are an icon. Music, Buccaneer by Zenial from freemusicarchive.org. Special thanks, you, our listeners, the real studio heads who greenlight every episode just by pressing play. This has been Greenlight This. Until next time.